It's Market Day Report. We mentioned this earlier. It's National Cotton Candy Day, so about the only way I know to ring it in is two things. Here is the cotton trade right now, and December is trading at 81.15, and it's up 48 points. You know, cotton is considered one of our softs, and it falls under the category of soft commodities, which ironically, the main ingredient in cotton candy is sugar. And sugar is one of the softs in our softs market. So anyway, we're higher for the first time in 4 days. All right, let's get back on track here, and we'll roll into the corn market. As we're seeing red here, down 4.5, 464 a bushel. That's on the new crop. November new crop for beans. And we're at 11.88 1/4. We're a half penny lower. Let's look at the wheat market. And it's also National Shredded Wheat Day, and we've shredded the markets here. 636.5 on the front month, down 27. Hard red, we're off 25 1/4, 705 1/2. And then you roll over to the cotton market again, and that's where we are, 81.19, up 52. I think I've covered quite a few here. Joe Lardy, CHS Market Advisors. I even threw a couple of markets in we don't get to talk about a whole lot, but yep. What's on your radar today?
Well, what's on my radar is, just right before we came on, your weatherman was showing a radar that was just a blessing to many, many, many producers out there. We've heard the term $1 million rain. This was a multi-million-dollar rain, so needed in many spots, especially up here in Minnesota, where our crops were looking fantastic. And then we had that stretch of high temperatures, high humidity, and today the rain is just soft and steady, and we've been getting quite a bit of it. And I think this is really going to turn around the outlook for the crops. Especially in Minnesota through Iowa. I know the Eastern Corn Belt wasn't in quite as dire need as we were up in the Dakotas and Minnesota, but boy, that radar this morning is sure welcome, and I think that's really putting or taking a little bit of premium out of the market on top of today being the last day of the month, and I think that's really what's smacking the wheat market around is it really feels like profit taking, because I can't come up with another good answer why the wheat market is really getting hammered so hard when you had the fresh strikes overnight between Ukraine and Russia. We know that they're targeting that infrastructure. That to me screams, hey, we should put some premium into the market. And today we've seen just the opposite. So, usually when that happens, when we can't put our finger on it and there's nothing fundamental, we just point our finger at the speculators and say, hey, this is a money flow type of day, and we'll watch from the sidelines.
Well, and you hit on some really good points there, because again, when we're dealing with the algorithms that are so present in our markets today, it doesn't always make sense.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I just got notified by the CME that we set an open interest record in the soybean contract, or in the soybean market. And, that is not based on fundamental players alone. That as you say, that this is the money flow crowd participating in these markets. And, when they have an axe to grind, they are the elephant in the room.
Well, good points there, Joe. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in. Enjoy the weekend. Joe Lardy, CHS Market Advisors. All right, a break here. We're back with more markets on Market Day Report.